What's up? This is your man Dre back coming to you again with another video. But this particular video, I want to actually talk about Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Question number one, are they using the death of Chadwick Boseman to push the narrative of this movie? And number two, how Marvel, my thoughts, could actually introduce a new T'Challa while still representing and actually honoring the death of Chadwick Boseman. Now, the real question is, are you ready? Alright, so we already know that Black Panther Wakanda Forever trailer had just dropped. Very emotional trailer. It hit everybody in the feels. And my question is to, which we don't know, but hopefully they don't use the death of Chadwick Boseman to push some type of agenda or push that as a plot device for the movie. Now, I do have my thoughts on it because with teaser trailers and stuff like that, it really don't show you anything. They show you the gist of it. You know, obviously there's going to be a war between the Atlanteans and the Wakandas, just like in Avengers versus X-Men, which I have that comic. So I can see that element coming, but the question of T'Challa still remains. So I'm going to give you a couple thoughts on first that I don't believe they should do that. Do not use the real life death of Chadwick Boseman to push a narrative or push your movie and profit off your movie. It's not fair, it's not right, and it will ultimately get rejected. Now, after watching, again, it's very hard to watch, but after watching the trailer over again a few more times, I honestly believe that the part that you're actually seeing where they're having the funeral scene and they're in all way, I believe that that's probably the end of the movie. That's what I believe. I believe that that is the end of the movie. I don't believe that that's the beginning. Now, with the whole thing, we could say, well, I believe it was Emergency Awesome or one of these YouTube channels. Shout out to Emergency Awesome anyway, because Charlie is awesome. But I believe that they said that this might take place right after the blip, which again would make sense because you would have if they made that during the blip, you had to explain why T'Challa and Shuri and the Wakandas came back after the blip to fight Thanos. You know what I'm saying? Yada yada yada. Did you see them celebrating at the end of Endgame? So you have to explain that, and that's going to be way more trickier to explain. So it looks like they are literally killing out the character of T'Challa in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, this version of him. And I'm saying this version for a reason. I'm gonna get into that in just a second. So I don't want that to be the plot device. And that's just wrong. That's just wrong on so many levels. And if that is, again, Disney is going to get dragged for that, because that's not fair. To watch this movie, we're all going to be seeing that scene, whatever music that they're playing, we're all going to be emotional because, you know, Chadwick was an excellent actor. And these are the factors that goes into this. T'Challa's been around since the 1960s. T'Challa has been incapacitated and everything, but one thing, well, he kind of died or whatever. He went to the realm of the ancestors and he became the king of the dead T'Challa, which you gotta adapt. And the thing is, if you kill off T'Challa, say for instance you do kill off, say for instance you're gonna kill off this version of T'Challa. Now, we haven't got to see his full story arc. We haven't got to see him as a king. He just became king. That's just like if you took the Lion King, Simba becomes king, and then he's immediately killed off, you know what I'm saying, in Lion King 1.5. Like, you know, then you go in with something like, good God, we don't even know how he'll be as a ruler, what he would think during this whole time of the Atlanteans and stuff like that flooding them. So these are particular story arcs that we still need. And can I just reiterate this? And I'm just saying, me and other black men are tired of seeing other black men dying on camera for profit. And we are tired of seeing, you know, another black man who is this particular father figure, remove, and I call it the James Evan effect from Good Times, because you remove, the father out the house, and now you're just focusing on a single mother, and then you're perpetuating the stereotype. Single mother, all these kids or whatever, whether her husband died or not, you're still showing the single motherhood, which is perpetuated in our community. We need to be able to show, which he was originally designed to be, the anti-stereotype for black people. If you do not believe the stereotypes of comic book characters, and I think I might do a video called The Woke Comic, and because the stereotype of black men in comics, especially in the 70s, woo, it wasn't good. It wasn't good even in the 80s. You know what I mean? Go check out what they were calling U.S. agent when he was Captain America, what they called his sidekick, and see if that flies. And they were cool with that at first, until Marvel got the backlash. Like, ooh, gotta change that. So that's the thing. So that's number one. I don't want the stereotype to be perpetuated, because again, T'Challa was made to be the anti-stereotype. He's one of the smartest people in comics. He rivals Doctor Doom, Reed Richards, Iron Man. You know what I mean? In this version of T'Challa, we still don't know everything about him and what he came from. We seen flashes of that. And matter of fact, I watched Black Panther today before I fell asleep. But I was watching Black Panther today, and I was like, dude, we still don't know who T'Challa was prior to him coming to being king, even though we seen glimpses of that in Civil War. Civil War wasn't in the T'Challa story, so we don't know how he was as far as kingship, because he became king after his father T'Chaka died. So he had to be he was in line to be the ruler of Wakanda. So we still don't know how he is to be a king. We still haven't got the storyline of the one of him and Storm being married. So there's still a lot on the table. Now, this is what they can do. This is just, if I was pitching this movie, I'm like, okay, we're gonna honor the death of Chadwick Boseman. Yes, I'm playing Kevin Feige. Yes, we said we're not gonna recast T'Challa in the MCU. I said that. So this is what I would do. Because we have introduced the world of the multiverse, and we've seen in Loki with multiple variants, let's go ahead and have a world where the incursion happens in a universe where Wakanda is destroyed. You have T'Challa trying to, he's literally the last surviving person in Wakanda, and he needs to escape before the world gets done forever. So the incursion has happened. He's trying to escape or whatever, and he's the only one to escape. He tries to escape with his savior, and he tries to save Wakanda or whatever, and he cannot save Wakanda. So you can actually have this scene. You do not have to have any particular person cast in this role. Just look at it this way. So you have the red light coming in, and with the incursions, that's what happened. Is a red skyline. The incursions get ready to happen. He's trying his best to try to save his people. Now he's still in the, you could do it where he's still in the Black Panther guard, and he's just rushing. He's in the middle of this or whatever, and then this portal opens or whatever. He looks back, boom, right? It goes to black. He wakes up. He's in Wakanda, the 616 Wakanda, or the MCU Wakanda, and he just looks and says, "Where am I?" So now you have a T'Challa. This is the same thing that they did with Gamora, because Gamora was plucked out of that 2014 when everybody got dusted in the battle in Endgame. That version of Gamora from another timeline, is now the Gamora of that universe, because they killed a Gamora, and now you have a Gamora. So you can, you could kill this version of T'Challa and introduce another one with the incursion, since that's the big thing going for Multiverse of Madness. So what I'm saying is that you don't have to get rid of T'Challa. You don't. This is a fantasy world, and I understand to honor the death of Chadwick Boseman, honor him on screen. What would be best? He would want that character to live on. If you haven't checked out E-Man from E-Man's Review, make sure you go check him out. I'm gonna link one of his videos that explains his, the recast T'Challa petition. and stuff like that. So I'm gonna link that in the bio. But please understand where I'm coming from. You do not have to let this man just die. I mean, it's your character forever. You don't have to. Not in a fictional universe. Not in the fictional universe. And one of the ideas that I had is you do the King of Dead storyline, except this time when Brother Voodoo, does what he does to get all the ancestors, all the previous Black Panthers before, and infuse that with the T'Challa. That T'Challa actually changed form into a newer person, and you can explain this is just a magic. We wasn't expecting him to change. I know you had to do some wonky stuff with, CGI T'Challa, and I know people don't want to do that and stuff like that. But you could have had it off screen. Or not do it off screen, because then you won't actually see the transformation. But there's just so many ways that you could do that to not let him die. And again, I'm saying this because, again, you get tired as Black men not seeing your hero survive. I give you a hero right now, James Evans. He didn't even last in good times. The father figure being removed at the home. Now you have the single mother. That's why the rumor of a T'Challa Jr. or whatever, and a kid could have a secret love child or whatever that they didn't want to be happen because they wasn't married. He wasn't king yet. It's just stupid. And the reason why that's stupid is because it perpetuates the stereotype, which again, T'Challa was the anti-stereotype for Black people. Go back and look at the Luke Cage comics and see what he was before somebody actually wrote him like an actual human being, instead of a walking, jive talking 70s character, a caricature. You know what I'm saying, of what they think Black people are. You know what I mean? And this whole, woke comic thing and stuff like that, which I think I want to address that, because I don't, I kind of want to get into that, but it just, we need something different. And I believe this way you could be able to satisfy the fans of Chadwick Boseman, and you can also let the character and the legacy of T'Challa left, and he can literally be, the one in the middle of Endgame that his world didn't survive. And then now he could be, he could still challenge for the crown. You could still basically do everything that you did in Black Panther 1, but now it's almost like the fish out of water. And he's like, well, my world, it was destroyed, and you got all this heartache and pain that this T'Challa has went through, and now he's trying to figure out how to be this in a whole new world, trying to learn a new people, even though his Shuri looked like that Shuri, and it's a constant reminder how his Shuri died, and then she could be able to bond with him because her brother died. It's so much, that sounds so good at getting the chills. So this is just something that I'm just pitching. What do you guys think? Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Thank you for all the new subscribers and stuff like that. I really appreciate it. Trying to get this channel built up, talking a little bit more Marvel stuff. And until next time, I'll holler at y'all later. Peace and vibe higher.